Hi, everybody. I'm Trin Johnson, and welcome to Dust in My Eye. So, I was talking to a friend the other day about the QoR mini palettes, and it got me looking at them online, and I found that there were some good prices on eBay. And I have one other of the QoR mini palettes. I have the Urban Sketching palette, and I have added colors to that. And there's a video, I'll pop it in the corner there about that. And this was the other one that really intrigued me. Kind of intrigued by the really bright color one, but this granulating set has some granulating colors that I do not have, which is kind of rare. I have a lot. I've been collecting, but I have cobalt teal and I have cerulean blue, although I do not have QoR, and I do have ultramarine blue too. Mostly I have Daniel Smith, some other ones, Schmink, maybe M. Graham, I'm not sure. But it was a good price, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to get this one. So I did, and I've had it for a while, but I haven't gotten into it yet, so I thought I would do that with you, and I'm going to swatch these out, and then it's got 6 spaces for 6 other colors, and I'm trying to decide between a palette that is cool colors like these that complement these, or warm colors that I can use to do like a full scene instead of just um, pretty colors. You know what I mean? I have 2 other palettes that are granulating. This one I made myself, um, and it's full of Schmink um, super granulating colors. And then this one is a cremer, and there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 ones that I just mixed myself to get a dark teal, a little more of an orangey red, a dark purple, and blue violet. I've got who knows teal, who knows coral, who knows blue violet, and who knows taupe. And those were ones I mixed, but the rest of them are the super granulating ones. And then I have this palette, which is Daniel Smith Primatex mostly, and there's a few other ones that aren't Daniel Smith, but these are all granulating colors. They're not necessarily super granulating, but they are all granulating, some quite a bit. So that's what's in this palette. But you'll see, if I just pull out my little cheat sheets, that there are colors missing in here. Like in this palette, I put the yellow ochre and the raw sienna in because there was no yellows at all in here. And those aren't really, they're yellow, but they're not yellow because I don't think a lot of yellows granulate. There is volcano yellow over here and desert yellow over here. And those two are super granulating. But those are odd. It really, most of my yellows don't granulate. And so when I would go to paint something, it was like there was a big gap. This one doesn't really have an orange. It has coral, but that's my own mixture. It doesn't have like garnet over here or Minnesota pipeline. Those two are kind of orangey, but they're not bright orange. The raw sienna is closer. So it's just, if you want a palette that's all super granulating colors, then it's a little hard to touch all your bases. So I'm trying to decide if that's what I want to do for this one. So first I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to swatch what's in here. And then I've got 2 color sets that I'm going to swatch next to it and just try and decide which ones I'm going to fill it with. So let me get this out of the way. I also used, when I was trying to decide these things, I have a book of swatches of all my paints, and I just slide them into these coin slot, like they're for coin collecting. And then on the back it says whether they're what their light fast rating is, what pigments in them, if they're granulating or not. I don't know, it's glaring a little bit. Transparency, that sort of thing. So staining, non-staining, it's helpful when I'm doing something like this. It's time consuming, but it was kind of fun to do, and I've been doing it as I accumulate things, so it's not like I sat down and filled out this whole book. So let's look at this. Set that over there. Bumped into it. I'm gonna open it from the bottom, I think, because it's just easier to get to things. And it comes with a little description of all their colors. I don't think that these are just, no, these aren't just their granulating colors. This is their whole shebang. So that's kind of neat. And this has a little tissue paper and a swatch card. Now, I don't like this swatch card because it does not line up. There's not 6 across here. There are 6 across here. That one's popping out. But there's only 4 across here. Too confusing. I want a swatch card with 2 rows if I'm going to have 2 rows of paint. When I did my other one, I'm going to just set that guy aside. Where is my other one? My urban sketching palette. Why can't I get it to pop? There we go. I made myself a little card. And it's a short little card. Now, this time I got a card made up, but I made bigger spaces, partly because these are granulating and I want to be able to hit it with some water and see what it does. And I didn't think that this space was big enough. It's perfectly fine for this one. Works great. So that's my urban sketching palette. And this is going to be for this one. So I'm just going to set him aside right now. And we're going to play on some bigger paper. Now, since there's 3 columns, this set and the 2 other sets that I'm looking at, I am going to do it in this direction. And I'm going to give them a little spray. The one thing I have noticed with the, especially the Primatech colors, is some of them have a big problem re-wetting, and they're easier to use straight out of the tube. Now, I don't know if those come in little squares like these do, and sometimes they're formulated differently when they do that, but I have them in the tube and I put them in the little pans, and some of them just don't really like that. They get a little fussy. I'm going to just get myself a cloth to wipe my brush on. I use these reusable cloths. I can use them for quite a long time. So this one has got all sorts of pretty tie-dyed like colors on it, but it will do the job. My first color is ultramarine pink dark. Okay. And my next one is ultramarine violet. Don't know why I'm having trouble saying ultramarine today, but I am. And the next one is ultramarine blue. Let me flick some water at these. Might need to do it again when they're a little bit drier. Then we have cerulean blue chromium. And cobalt teal. And cobalt green. That one has to dry a little more. I would say that compared to other ones I have, they are not as granulating. I have to move them around a little bit. I know that ultramarine blue, especially French ultramarine blue, don't know what the difference is in the pigment, is very granulating just naturally. And so is cerulean blue chromium. No, I don't know what it is about it that makes it do that. But I definitely have other ones that are way more extreme. So let's see what I have here with my selections that I want to add to this. In my let's just be fun thoughts, I have Vulcan violet or volcano violet. I'm trying to read the right language on it. Rhodonite genuine. That one's Daniel Smith. This one is Schmink. I have desert yellow, Schmink again. Shire green, also Schmink. Haze indigo, that is also Schmink. And bloodstone genuine, Daniel Smith. And this is my first selection. So let's see. I'm just going to use the cute little tray that it came with and put a little bit out of each of these, and we'll see what we've got. Says I as I try to open the tube. That's a lot of binder there. Still binder. I don't have a very big one of this. Some of these I bought just like the smallest sample set that had like 5 different colors in it. Let's see, I'll do them over here. And the rhodonite. I always want to say rhodonite. And again, a lot of binder coming up here. I'm not wedded to these color combinations. If I decide to pick one from one side and one from the other, it's not the end of the world. All right. And desert yellow. I have this little thing, gripper, which of course is nowhere to be found because there we go. I also have a little tool in my watercolor case that has all my tube paint in it, so I could get that out if it becomes a real problem. Go back to these two. Let that one dry a little bit before I mess with it. This is Shire Green. It's very light green. Haze Indigo. Indigo is one of my absolute favorite colors. Just going for my little pliers here. Messing around. Stop. Again, I only have a little guy of this. But the trays aren't that big. They're just little half pans, so it doesn't take a lot. I love indigo. It is one of my go-to favorite colors. I like to use it to deepen things, other colors, not just general things. Yeah, see, look how fast that one reacted. I'll put this up closer or zoom in when we get done so you can see what they did, maybe a little more distinctively. And the last one is Bloodstone Genuine. Set them over there. It's very dusky purple on the warm side of black, whereas the indigo is on the cool side of black. Look at that go. Yeah, you can really see it in there. All right. So those are my Let's Be Crazy colors. And then my Let's Make It a Closer to Normal palette with, you know, colors represented from every kind of color. I have Volcano Red. That's a schminky color. And I have Raw Sienna. That's Daniel Smith. Volcano Yellow, which is again is a schmink color. And Green Appetite Genuine, which is Daniel Smith Primatech. And Glacier Brown, which is a schmink color. And my last one is Lunar Black, which is a Daniel Smith. So that's my more normal color range. So let me pull them over so I can have a place to paint. I scoot this that way. Alrighty. Start with the volcano red. Real true reds like cadmium reds and things like that. I don't think any of them are very granulating. This is another color that was hard to find represented in a granulating paint. It must be how the pigments are. But this is a pretty nice red. I pick it up with the wrong side of the brush and then it's hard to get the pigment to behave. And let's see, raw sienna is next. For the longest time, I didn't have raw sienna in my palette. It is very similar in color to yellow ochre, but not quite. It's you know, similar, but not the same. I thought this is kind of a nice orange representation because, again, orange, not a lot of orange. Like, this is the closest I could find. Let's do some spattering. And Vulcan yellow. And once again, there's a lot of, oh, a lot. Holy cow. I don't like that. I don't want to lose all the binder. I can't paint with binder. I have to have some paint come out. Try that again. Oh, that's a lot of binder again. Alrighty, let's see, what do I have that I can stir this with? Try and get in there. There we go. All right, I am just going to paint with what's on my little swab here. Some of these colors are so pale, it's hard to see it move. Green Apatite Genuine. Daniel Smith. Primatech color. Really cool color. I don't know if you can see that. It really just started to move right away when I put water on it. Glacier Brown, which is schminky, or schmink, I've heard recently. I am not German. I assume they're made in Germany. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope, made in Germany. And there we go again. Yeah, it's a little better. Got some to work to cooperate. and Lunar Black, which is Daniel Smith. Now, if I really want to, I could fill the middle with some more trays and put more colors in. But since I have those other two palettes that do this, I probably wouldn't do that. Which is, I just got to decide, what do I want to use this palette for? Do I want to use it all by itself, paint what I see colors, or just know that I'm going to have to punt if I take it out to do some plein air or something? Or do I use it as a supplementary palette? In which case, it doesn't matter if I have every color represented. Let me zoom in here so you can really see what it's doing. It's about as close as I can get. Now these definitely are granulating. That's what it came with. This one seems to be doing the most, moving. This made some beautiful spots. So did the lunar, not lunar, haze indigo. And the Shire green does a lot. I guess I would say that this yellow moved more than that yellow. But I wouldn't say, I don't know. The pink did kind of cool. This one is a really cool color. The red did move. The raw sienna too. This yellow just doesn't seem like it did very much. This one did a really cool thing. Look at the other color coming out. And this black is very cool. It's always a really cool color. Let me see if I can, because I know this one moves really nicely and it's not really showing up. You can see the granulation there in the orange, in the raw sienna. Oh my, I don't know what to do. Do I want this? Like that? Or do I want that? Or do I want a mixture? This is really cool, but this one and this one are too much alike. And this one and this one are too much alike. So I could swap these two for those two. I think I'd rather have the darker green because I can always lighten it. And I think I would rather have that yellow because I can always use that yellow to make with that one to make a lighter green. This is a very cool color, but I don't think it's, I don't think I'd use it a lot. If I'm thinking I'm painting outside and it's a flowers in a garden or, that kind of scene, because that's where you would want all these pretty colors, or on a beach where you're going to want like a sand color. If I want sand, I think I'd lean towards that one more than that one, even though that is a really cool color. Now, this is the other thing. These aren't really splitting into a secondary color, whereas that one definitely is. Doo-dee-doo. So, I think maybe what I'm going to do is go with the indigo and the glacier brown, apatite genuine, green apatite genuine, the volcano yellow, the red, volcano red, as much as I like that pink, I wonder, you know what though, let's see if I can get a nice orange-ish color, because I don't use orange all that much, but I'm just going to mix a little bit of the volcano red in the volcano yellow. And see what I get. I think that's a good enough orange. And I think maybe I'll go with the pink. Why not? That would be fun, huh? Because that's not really pink. So let's do that. See, I went to all this trouble to separate out two different kinds of palettes, and in the end, I end up mixing it up. Oh well, there's no rules. So let me clean this a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to do my swatch sheet. Let's hope it works the first time. I can't tell you how many times I have redone swatch sheets because I grabbed the wrong color. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. And the cute little bell if you want to be notified. Hopefully this wasn't too long. Hopefully it was kind of fun to see all the choices I went through. And maybe you'll get your own one of these palettes and fill the other 6 and with totally different colors. So I would love to know about that. So if you did that or you're doing that, please put it in the comments. I would love to know what you did. And if you would like to, please check out my Etsy shop where I have prints of my artwork along with cute little monsters and other fun stuff for sale. So until next time, thank you so much for watching.